Hi student, I hope all is well. So we are here to discuss about money and banking. So students are already joined the group, ma'am. Ma'am?
Hanji ma'am, students are there.
Acha, they are there. Okay, so we are starting with money and banking. So I will go one by one. First, we will discuss a bit of what are the syllabus we are going to talk, and then I will start with the first section. That is the first unit, that is the money part. So money and banking, second slides. This is our, just give me a minute. I will full place so that you, the syllabus is divided into 5 units. First unit covered the money. Second is financial institution, market, instruments and financial innovation. Third unit covers the interest rate. Fourth, banking system, and fifth is what about the central bank and monetary policy and how they function. So basically, we will discuss all the financial system and how this works, banking and money and banking things. Further, in these 5 units, what are the topics in your syllabus is there, that I will a bit of so, and also I will give you the how we will go in 5 days, what are the things we'll cover. So maybe you will come with a kind of, cursor reading what we are discussing today, so that you will benefit from this class much more than anything else. So let's start. This is our roster which I have prepared. These are the topic I will cover. Today we will cover the money concept. I will talk about function, measurement, theories and supply determination. Tomorrow we will talk about financial institution, market instrument and financial innovation. In that you can see the role of financial markets and institution, problem of asymmetric information. What is the adverse selection? What is the moral hazard? How this impact your financial choices? Financial crisis, we will talk in that. Money and capital markets, how they are organized, structured and reform in the India. As well as this part will cover the role of financial derivation and other innovation. So we are building the block. We are building the block with money. Then we are talking about institution, their problems, organization, structure. Third part, everybody come across. What is the interest rate? How it's determined? How it's basically work. So in 7th December, we will talk about interest rate determination, source of interest rate, differentials, theories of term structure of interest rate and interest rate in particularly in India, how things function in India, we will talk about. 8th, we will talk about banking system. In banking system, I will cover the financial balance sheet, portfolio management, Indian banking system, changing role of and structure. And finally, I will end this section with banking sector reform. So by 4th class, we are having pretty much information about money, financial institution, interest rate and banking system. And now we are, we can go ahead with how the central government and these financial institutions regulated, what is the monetary policy things. So particularly 9th of December, I will cover central banking and monetary policy. Within that, we will talk about central banking and monetary policy, how it's function, what is the balance sheet, what the goal and target they having, what are the indicators they are having. Also, we will discuss about instrument of monetary control, monetary management and open economy, current monetary policy of India. These are the things we will discuss in final day. I hope we will cover the same day whatever structure I have built, class schedule I have made for you. However, if you have anything to ask from previous, I will be happy to answer you next class as well. So whatever you come across today, maybe you have an ask, you can ask me next class, given the time we are having. Okay. So let's move to first section. What is the money? Why money is important? And what we can do with this money? So money. First, what are the things in money we are covering? Concepts, function, measurement, theory of money supply. So these are the four things are important. Why money is important? What are the concepts of money? So for concepts, we will go by one. So before discussing money, I would like to give you some of the basic understanding about terms. Maybe I will use very often, and if you haven't done well before some class preparatory work, maybe you will find very difficult to follow up. So therefore I have prepared accordingly. Maybe who hasn't done their first cursor reading, still they can benefit from this virtual class. So key concept of financial system. First I will discuss financial assets, financial institution, and Federal Reserve and other financial regulation. There are bits and bits of terms which I have used, and I would like you to know before the going ahead with the other units or even the talking about the money. So in this I will talk about what is the assets, why assets are important, what are the things you can call this is the asset and this is not the assets. So assets, anything value owned by a person or firm, anything. If a person can own and it has some value, or firm can own and has some value, that is called the assets. What kind of assets are there? Basically, there are 5 categories of assets are there. Money, stock, bond, foreign exchange, security loans. So these are the quite often I will use in terms of money. Money, stock, bond. So you should not be confused with what she is talking about. So I will explain you one by one, and then I will move forward to the next section. I hope everybody is understanding this. In key concept, our first I have discussed about what is the assets. Second is financial asset. What is the financial? What is difference between assets and financial assets? Financial asset and assets that represents a claim or someone else for a payment, which you can claim for a payment. Someone else for a payment, you can claim for something. That is the financial assets. What is the security? A financial assets that can bought and sold in a financial market. Any financial asset which you can buy and sell in the financial market, that is called the security. So I hope you people are following it. So I will go to next. What is the financial market? What is difference between the market which we generally go to buy the goods and services and financial market? No, both are not the same. It is different. A place or channel for buying or selling stock, bond, and other security. Like I can tell you, if we talk about Bombay Stock Exchange, or you talk about the National Stock Exchange, or there are financial institutions where you go and buy the things. Those are things you can do the financial market, not the sabji mandi, not the going to the market and buying the goods and other services. Those are the things are not the financial market. Financial market is a place where you can buy and sell stocks, bonds, and other security. Like as I told you, Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and in other countries have different term and name for that. But for India, there are 2 places. In Bombay, there is Bombay Stock Exchange. In Delhi, there is a National Stock Exchange. Now I have reached to money. Let's discuss the money. What this money is bothering us. Why money is important. Money is anything that is generally accepted in payment for goods and services are to pay off the debt. Anything through which you can buy and sell the goods and services, that is called the money. Like today we have rupees, but if you talk about 400 years ago, 1000 years ago, we have different currency that time. But that currency has a value. That currency has the validity to buy the goods and services. In India, we have Indian rupees. In US, Singapore, or Canada, Australia, these are the countries they use their country dollar, they say. If you go to Europe, European Union use the euro. So these are the different currency which has the capability to buy the payments, buy the goods and services, or to pay the debt. So basically, to be a money, it should be have the characteristic of which can buy the goods and services, or you can pay your debt. Then you can call this is the money. So next we will go for what is the money supply. What is total money supply? The total quantity of money in the economy. Let's suppose if we talk about India, so what is the money supply in India? So total amount of rupees we have, our bonds we have, our stocks we have, our equity we have, foreign exchange we have. These all those things accumulate and say this is the money supply. What is total amount of money in economy, or in terms of US economy, dollars and their securities, stock, all those things you put together, then that is called the money supply. By the way, this paper is very interesting. I find it very interesting. I felt that it's very much used day-to-day life, but we quite often ignore the importance of that, the term are using, why we are doing so that. So basically we lose the track of those terms, but however it is important to know them. And being a BCom student, you people are going to use quite often in companies, or if you are going to join an institute, financial institution or the organization, you pretty much know you have to use these terms and understand, so that you can work better. So next is, what is the stock? I use the term stock. I use the Bombay Stock Exchange. I talk about national stock. What is the stock basically? Financial securities that represent partial ownership of a firm, also called the equities. In the sense, let's suppose if you have heard about, Reliance prices, stock prices is, crashing, are going very, Amazon prices are going very high. In this COVID-19, only one company which benefited a lot, that is Amazon, or the Flipkart, whosoever has the e-commerce facility. So they have benefited a lot. So what happened when the company start, they issue the securities and people buy, shareholders buy and keep that. According to performance of the company, their stock prices fluctuate and go up and down. Examples I have given: the Tata and Son stock prices, Microsoft is very well known, Amazon I have given the example. So stock is that financial security that represent the partial ownership of firm. It is also called the equities. Okay. Next term is, what is the dividend? Why dividend is important? A payment that is a corporation makes to its shareholder. Like you have heard in the case of, if you people have follow up the Dhirubhai Ambani case, in that he has lot of, he says that I earn lot of money, but I make others also rich because of they are the stockholders, and stockholders, whenever the company a payment that is the corporate makes to its shareholders, and that paid by the company to its shareholders, because of company also sell their bonds to others and shareholders keep that, and if the prices are going up, they will have the benefit. Going down, they will have the problem for going to sell the immediate time. So it's okay. Next is, what is the bond? I use the term bond before. That's the reason I'm saying these are the terms are very important and we should know very well them. A financial security issued by a corporation or a government that represent a promise to prepay a fixed amount of money. Let's see, in stock, I never told you. In stock, when I was talking about dividend, I never talked about the fixed amount. What is difference between stock, dividend and bond? Bond, either government or a company say that I will pay this much amount. So there is a amount is fixed. You will get this much in bond, but other form of, there is no guarantee. It can fluctuate as their price or market condition fluctuate. So that is the biggest thing. And I have given the IBN coupon. You can use that one of the example. Okay. Now, okay, what is the interest rate? I hope in life we have come across interest rate. We talk about lot about what is the interest rate. Is it right time to take the home loan, vehicle loan, our business is starting a startup taking a loan. So how they calculate this interest rate and what is the importance of interest rate? The cost of borrowing funds are the payment for lending funds, usually expressed as a percentage of amount borrowed. Like if you go to take the personal loan, it will be 16-17% in the sense in a year, if you are borrowing 100 rupees, you have to pay the 16-17 rupees for that, keeping that money to you for a year. So basically that. But if you are taking the interest rate for home or vehicle, it is less than 10 or less than 10%. So interest rate is very important, particularly if you are going to be in financial market and you wanted to borrow some of this, even you want to lend. In lending time, you think that interest rate should be really high so that you will benefit. But if you are a borrower, you look for the time when the interest rate is going to be lower, then you want to borrow the money and build your business or do your business, whatever kind of business you wanted to build. Okay, so examples I have given. US is not example, sorry, I think I should have cancelled out. Interest rate on home loans, our vehicles, our business loan, etc. Those are the things you can think about when you think about the interest rate. So what is the foreign exchange? Why foreign exchange is important? In economics, it's very important because I will give you example. India is not a country of oil supplier, or we don't have sufficient natural gas and oil to support ourselves and work through or produce our vehicles and other things can work properly. Therefore, we always import from other country, either Iran or US and other countries. We import. To pay them, we keep some a reserve, foreign exchange reserve. In terms of not rupees, we always keep in terms of euro or dollar. How we get those things? We get through either we are exporting, so our payment will be in dollar or euro, or if we are not doing, then we have to buy the dollar and euro to keep in foreign exchange for payment of those export, whatever import. If the import is export import are in balance, then we don't have to be worry about that. But if our foreign international transaction is minus, then we need to think about and make it surplus. So foreign exchange is very important for foreign payment if you are buying goods and services from other countries. So this term is very important. Okay, what is the securitization? How is securitized? Security, security securitization. The process of converting loan and other financial assets that is not tradable into a securities. When some of the asset which is not tradable and you want to convert into tradable form, that is called the security. Like let's suppose if I wanted to go and have the education loan, for that they ask security. Security can be your house, you can mortgage your house, or if you have a gold or other form which they can take as a security and give you the money. So borrowing something, if you give giving some of the security to the bank or any financial institution, and out of that you are taking some loan or something, that is called the security. The process of converting loan and other financial assets that are not tradable into a security, and I have given the very good example, mortgage. Okay, next is, what is the financial liability? What is a financial liability? A financial claim owed by a person or firm. You owe something, you are in debt of something, you means you have to pay. So that is the financial liability. Let's suppose if I have borrowed a lot of money. So I have borrowed, some loan. So monthly installment can be, loan payment installment can be my liability. So that is the financial. It can be educational loan. It can be your agriculture loan. It can be, there can be various kind of loans. So payment of the repaying those, loans in installment or whatever, where you have taken out, that is the called financial liability. Okay, next we are talking about financial intermediary. What is a financial intermediary? A financial firm such as a bank that borrows funds from savers who is saving and lends them to the borrowers. So as you know, in bank, what bank does, you will go, you will deposit something, maybe you deposit for long term, short term. It's not they're going to just keep that money, they'll lend to others. It will be borrowed by somebody others. If you're going to deposit a amount for a year, recurring deposit for a year if you're doing. So what they do, they lend this money and with that they earn some interest rate. And that's the reason they pay now. If you deposit fixed deposit, they give you 7%, 8%, whatever amount, because of that money is not sitting in bank. That money travels. That is called the money multiplier. We will discuss later, not in here, but we will discuss. Definitely we have to discuss that as well. So that is called the financial intermediary. Who is that? The banking and financial institution. They do that because of, we don't know, everybody doesn't know about the other. So they become the mediator. Whosoever have a surplus, they go and deposit and earn interest. Whosoever doesn't have, they go and borrow and pay some interest to them. Okay. So our next is, what is the commercial bank? Which bank you can say that it is a commercial bank? A financial firm that serves as a financial intermediary by taking in deposit and using them to make the loan. Which I was telling before. What is the financial intermediary and commercial bank more or less have a similar kind of definition. Okay. So if you remember one, you can work on second. Okay, now here I have put a graph which I find very interesting. These things I have talked about, what is the fund, what is the bond, what is the stock, and blah. There are many things, financial firms, funds, who are the lenders, who are the borrowers. So let's see, this graph is, I felt that, give the gist, all things, whatever we have discussed till now. So what is the financial system? So it's to start with, if you see, it's to start with money and capital market. This, it will, from here, fund will go to where? Who are the borrowers or investor? Borrowers, households, firm and government. These are the three, component which can borrow or invest. From here, then its money goes to where? Financial firms, credit system and payment mechanism. There it's travel. From there, again it's go to firms, lenders and borrowers. Here, lenders, but particularly not investors, it's lenders. From there, this money again come back to money and capital market. So it is a cycle from one to another, and so from money and capital market to household, firm and government, from there to financial firms, from there again traveling to lenders and then coming back to, so it is a cycle which move around. But what happened if one of them are defaulter, are not working, then what will happen? What kind of a mismatch or dismantle condition can arise? The problems which we have listed, transaction cost. These are things I will discuss about what is transaction cost. Property right I haven't discussed, but most of the things we will, and here I have given a bit of things, what is the market failure. But market failure, public private, these things we'll discuss the later part. but these all are very much connected. If one fail, another impacted, and it will fail, and it will have further repercussion. Not, it's if you make some like, it is like COVID. If one person get, it affect the others, other person get, it's affect the others. So it's become a very cycle kind of things. It's not, it's circular form. Okay. Okay, here I was trying to give you, let's suppose we will talk about why the financial crisis happened in 2007 to 9, which started in US. What happened to small businesses when the when bank lending dried up? Sorry for writing twice. When the bank lending dried up, what happened? Because if the bank lending dried up, whosoever wanted to start a new business or new start things, they can't do. So whomsoever they employ or their own survival become very difficult. And US, you have heard about housing bubble. There was in US system, what they did in those time 2007 to 9, they started giving the loan very easily. You keep security and other things I have discussed you earlier. To lend somebody money, you ask for security. If in any chance this person is not going to pay his liabilities, how I will recover that money? So most of the bank, they have certain rules. Either you have a permanent kind of job, or you have a house, or some security they ask for. If in any chance if person fail to repay, they can recover from the assets. Whatever assets I have mentioned about the asset, whatever assets they have, we can recover. But in 2007 to 9, before that, it started with the Bush time, that they started saying that give the easy access loan, home loans particularly, to all people, and there was a lot of defaulter happen. Because of that, they couldn't able to repay the money loan, and because of that, banking system was not having the money. Because of whatever money they were having, it has gone and dried up in one place. That person whosoever took, he never pay back. So it's money is circulating, but in that case, in one place goes and dry down. This kind of situation brings a financial crisis in the system. And maybe you have heard about Lehman Brothers and others. Those are the big financial things. They dried up. They're nowhere in the recent current market. So this kind of things happen. So therefore, we have to really know about financial market and how this function and how this works, so that we should be careful while dealing. Maybe some of you going to join the banking, some of you are going to join the financial sector as well. So that time you will keep in mind, if there is some rules and regulation, we should strictly follow. We should not go for easy loan or anything. That's the reason regulations are very important. Okay, so I will now start with what is the concept of money. We will start with what is the concept of money. What is the money? Anything that is generally accepted as payment for goods and services or in the settlement of debt. Anything which is acceptable. Today time, it's Indian rupees. I have given you 500 years ago, there was some kind of coins people used to accept and do the exchange payment and run their businesses and get their things done. So that was also money. But in today term, Indian rupees, dollar, these are the things you can call the money. And through this, we function and work and get through our thing. Okay. What is a barter? Maybe you have people there are some of the places still barters, particularly in rural areas. Not because of people doesn't have much monetary financial system. What they do, let's suppose I grow some rice, somebody has the excess of wheat, we will exchange. it's okay because of rice is costlier than wheat. So maybe 2 kgs of wheat for 1 kg of rice. So this kind of, if you are exchanging goods and services, this is called the barter system. And this system was very much, part of the society in early first millennial or early years of second millennial. So that was there. So a system so if we formalize this and say in better way, a system of exchange in which an individual trade goods and services directly for other goods and services. You exchange the things. I've given you example of buying exchanging 1 kg of rice for 2 kgs of wheat. That is called the barter system. Is it that system exists today? Some part, yes, it exists. Maybe you can find some case study in African countries as well. Because of once the financial institution develop, when the person become, knowledgeable, answerable, things much more modernized, we come across the better system, then we choose, try to move from barter to that. But this was the very much part of human being early years, I can say that. What is the transaction cost? Maybe some of you have account, you have seen once you do the transaction for any payment or something, there is some charges they do, like maybe 5 rupees, 2 point something for per transaction. So that is actually transaction cost. And most of the bank have this transaction cost. The cost in time and other resources that party incur in the process of agreeing and carrying out an exchange of goods and services. Because of you are making a transaction and bank need to keep the record, and they have to put their server and other details in place so that they have your full way when you have access your bank, whom you have transferred. So they keep all the details for certain years, maybe 10 years, 5 years, and to keeping the record, to managing, that's need the resources. It's take time and resources. Therefore, they charge some amount that is called transaction cost. And this transaction cost is very much part of banking and financial institution. Okay, what is the commodity of money? These are the very interesting term. What is the commodity money? A good used as a money that has a value independent of its use as a money. Like I have given you example of gold. Gold has its own value. You can go in the market, you can sell that, you will get some money. So gold itself has a good use as a money that has value independent of its use as a money. Usko aap means you are using as a money term. I have given you example of going for exchange of gold, but gold and silver and some of the other precious metal and other things, they have their own value. And because of these kind of commodities, it's called the commodity money, because of these commodities have their own particular value, and therefore it's called the commodity value. Okay. So we started our discussion with money. We first discussed some of the terms. What are the terms? Bond, stock, other things we are going to use. Then I came, okay, what about money? How money, you define the money, what are the things you can call money, what is the commodity money, different types of money we talk about. Now, what is the key function of money? In this term, I will ask you how this money works and what is the importance of this rupee, how its function, what is the work has been performed by this rupee, or 10 rupees or 500 rupees note. So we will discuss in next coming some of the slides. So the key function of money, these are the 4 major key. First is it's act as a medium of exchange. We will discuss further details in next coming slide. Second, it is a unit of account, 1 unit, first unit of account. It is a store of value, you can store its value. It is offer a standard payment of.
Hello, ma'am.
हाँ यस, क्या हुआ?
मैम आपकी स्लाइड मूव नहीं हो रही है।
स्लाइड नहीं दिख रही है?
नहीं मैम, मूव नहीं हो रही है। सेकंड स्लाइड्स के बाद आपकी मूव नहीं हो रही है।
नहीं, हम तो यहाँ से मूव कर रहे हैं।
नहीं मैम, स्टूडेंट्स के Q&A सेक्शन में भी
अच्छा
आ
एक
रहा है
मिनट,
बच्चे।
एक मिनट, वो एक मिनट रुकिए, फिर मैं देख, ओ नो सॉरी, एक मिनट दीजिए आप, जस्ट गिव मी अ मिनट। आई डोंट नो, इट शुड वर्क ना इन दिस। अच्छा वो तो मैं सीधे बताते गई, एक मिनट दीजिए, फिर अभी इसको हम, अभी दिख रहा है आपको?
या मैम इट्स स्टोर ऑफ वैल्यू।
हाँ तो ये तो कुछ 35, यानी फिर से फिर हम रन करें फर्स्ट से लेके सारा, क्या करें ये बताइए आप?
नहीं मैम, वो स्टूडेंट्स का मैसेज देख के मैंने इसको देखा कि ये आपका रन नहीं हो रहा है। मुझे
अच्छा
लगा
वो,
शायद आप वर्बल आप डिक्टेट कर
नहीं
रहे
नहीं
होंगे।
नहीं, मेरा तो सारा स्लाइड है, 50 से ज्यादा स्लाइड्स हैं ये।
कोई बात नहीं मैम, आप यहाँ से कंटिन्यू कर लीजिए, बाकी
अच्छा तो
बच्चों से
ऐसे
पूछ
करें,
लीजिए।
वो शायद हमने ना फुल जाता है ना, आपको फुल स्क्रीन में कर दिया था, मुझे लगा
अच्छा।
मुझे बोलने में अच्छा रहेगा, तो सो दैट आई डिड। अभी तो दिख रहा है ना? अभी
हाँ जी मैम।
एक मिनट, एक मिनट, मैं एक दो मैं करके देख लूं ना, ऐसा ना हो कि फिर ना दिखे। अभी कौन सी स्लाइड आपको दिख रही है?
यूनिट ऑफ अकाउंट।
इसका मतलब इस पे चल रहा है फुल स्केल करके। तो एक बार बच्चों को और स्लाइडें हम दिखा दे पीछे की, या दोबारा से फिर बोले?
मैम लास्ट में वाइंड अप कर लेना, अभी आप यहीं से कंटिन्यू कर लो।
अच्छा जहां से हूं वहीं से,
ओ
ओके
हाँ
ओके
जी।
ओके
ठीक।
ओके। So I was talking about the key function of the money, and here we have the four major. One is it's act as a medium of exchange, जो हम, which we have discussed earlier as well. It is a unit of account. What is the unit of account? What is the medium of exchange? It's a store a value. It is a offered standard of, ये DIFE deferred, यानी you can say no, deferred means no payment as well. So we will discuss one by one in coming section, what is the medium of exchange. So money has a four function. First one is a medium of exchange. What is the medium of exchange? Something that is generally accepted as a payment for goods and services, a function of money. This is a function of money, because money has a first function which is very important. It is accepted as a payment for goods and services. Like you take the rupees, go to market, buy all the things whatever you want to buy. So it is well accepted. But is it other currencies accepted in India? You can go in the market dollar and you want to buy the food, you can't. You have to go to bank and exchange your currency and convert into rupees, because of people know and it's widely acceptable here. But dollar is not. Similarly, that it can be in US. If I go in US and I wanted to use my Indian rupees and buy the goods and services, no. So medium of exchange of money is not universal. Means universal, you can't use that money all the places, and you have to change that, convert. Okay, I have given money give us purchasing power to buy other goods and services. Purchasing power in the sense, to buy, capability to buy anything. So that sense, I think I have explained well medium of exchange. Second one was that unit of account. What is the unit of account? A way of measuring value in an economy in terms of money. Yani one unit to buy goods and services, a unit can be $1 or 1 rupees. So these are the things, its function as a unit. Its function as a unit of account. First measurement, unit of account. So second function is that money. Third is its store of value. If you want to accumulate and keep your wealth or money, it has the function, one function, through that you can store this value for longer. People do that. They invest and for next generation, third generation, fourth generation. Now people have started, I will give you very good example which coming in my mind. Now parents are so aware what they do when the child is born. They're not going to invest too much in toys. They started investing a smaller amount for the higher education. When the child is 18 years old, he wanted to go the IIT, IIM, these institutions are very costly. That time he doesn't have to go to bank and other places for education loan. His parents has already saved. So this money has a store of value. I will give you exact definition. The accumulation of a wealth by holding dollar or other assets that can be used to buy the goods and services in future. Means there is it has a storable value. You can store the rupees, you can store 500,000 rupees, and you can use for future buying the goods and services. So it has storage value. I have given the example of share of Apple stock. Apple phone, Apple, desktop, everybody know about Steve Jobs and Apple, treasury bonds, etc. These are the things which you can, so money has another function. First function is that money is, first function is its medium of exchange. Second is unit of account. Third is store of value. And last not, the fourth one, once we talk about, fourth one is standard of deferred payment, in the sense the characteristic of money by which it facilitates exchange over time. A function, this is also a function of money, in the sense means you can defer of the payment for now, but you can pay later on. Defer the payment of goods and services. So these are the four main functions of the money, and therefore money is very important. I have included one question for the student just for curiosity and to give you a food for thought. Is it money, income, wealth, all those things are same? Or there is any distinction between them? Can we distinguish money, income and wealth? I think all are same. Money is same, income is same, wealth is same. Do you people think that? I think same. But economists say no, all are not same. Money is different, income is different, and wealth is different. I will use one by one to explain so that you have better knowledge and understanding. What is the wealth? The sum of the value of a person, assets, minus the value of person, liabilities. What are the liabilities? Borrowings. Maybe you have borrowed something or some debt you have. So those are the things, those are the liability. Whatever amount of, maybe you have a house, maybe you have a car, you have a land, you have some deposit. If you accumulate all those things, minus if you have a car loan, you have taken house loan, so you have to do the minus. Whatever comes, that is the wealth. So wealth is different from income. Now then question is, what is the income? I hope most of the people are aware about income. Okay, what is the income? So the first thing, income, a person income is equal to his/her earning over the period of time. So like most of your parents are people who were in regular jobs, they goes to their offices, workplace, they work for a month, year, they earn something. So that is the income. Money we have discussed. Money is a medium of a exchange value. It has a function of you can buy the goods and services. That is the money. In the sense, if I have right now 5,000 rupees, if I have 200 rupees, 10 rupees, it is called the I have some money. We say na I have some money. I have some money. So money, income, and wealth all are different. Is it all are same amount are same? No. So a person typically has considerably less money than his/her income and wealth. So all three are the highest will be wealth, then income, then money. If I count, let's suppose a person living in house, so his wealth is more than his income, his money is less than income. So that is that way you can get. Similar things I have put it much more broader way, so that I thought maybe somebody missed there, they can catch here what ma'am is talking about. Okay. So up to here I have discussed with you people what is the money, concept of money, what money function for, two things we have discussed, and some of the terms we have broadly discussed about that. So next is money supply measures, money supply measurements. How we measure the money supply? I hope all our people are supply. It's like goods and services we supply. In the market, how many goods and services are there? Similarly, it can be how much money in the market. Market in the sense, let's suppose I have a 500 rupees, you have a 200 rupees, somebody else has some amount, some bank has 20,000. So if you accumulate all those things, it will be money supply, I think. How you measure this? Measurement is important to know that exact how much money currently circulating in India are having in India. That is the money supply. We will discuss one by one. So next is measuring the monetary aggregation. So there are measuring the quantity of money that is the broader than the currency. There are two types of money, M1 and M2. So what is the M1, money 1 and money 2? What is this money 1 and money 2? Who talk about like that? But yes, is it both are same? Are there some differences? Or where one is better than others? Or both are the worst kind of money? These all those things I will discuss one by one. So first we will discuss about what is the M1. What is the M1 and how it's function. So let's discuss next slides. So a narrower definition of money supply, the sum of currency in circulation, checking account deposit and holding of traveler's check. So in M1 there are three things included. Currency in circulation, which I was talking about, how much money in the market people in pocket having, how much money they have, some deposits, holding the traveling, checking, and other thing. So this is a very narrow definition. In the current balance, I can say how much money are there. So M1 we use. M2, whereas M2 is totally contrast of that. What is the M2 then? How you define the M2? So let's discuss M2. A broader definition of money supply, all the assets that's included in M1. Certification of deposit in bank, saving account, money market deposit account, and non-institutional money market mutual fund shares. All these things are included in M2. In the sense, M2 is a big brother, which has the short size brother as well. So M2, the big brother, has encompasses M1 as well. M1 plus something, certificate deposit in banks, saving account, money banking deposit account, non-institutional money market, and mutual funds. So all those things. So basically in M1 and M2 is a big brother. M1 is a small brother. It's just a small pie. It's not the big pie. Big pie is M2. Okay, I think you people have got the sense what I'm just giving you. So now we have already discussed how many parts we have discussed. I will go one by one so that you should have. So in money we talk about concept, we have talked about function, we have talked about measurements. Now we are left with the theories of money supply. Okay, how the money supply is in the market, how the circulation is going. Is it RBI is doing all those things, or Modi is doing all those things? Who is responsible? How the theory build? Who think about the theories of money supply? So I will just just take off one by one. So let's discuss about theories of monopoly supply. Okay, so let me come to that place where I was talking about. Okay, so what is the theories of money supply determination? How we determine? So there are two, broader theories which I discussed: Irving Fisher and equation of exchange. Second is quantity theory of money. We will talk about these two theories. So first is Irving Fisher and equation of exchange. So basically Irving Fisher talk about, just I will give you some more details in that. Just give me a minute, because if we are having time and I can, take on. So, oh, no. So basically he was an American economist, and let's leave it. So Irving Fisher was American economist. He was talking about the relationship between money supply and inflation. There is a relationship. If money supply is a lot, inflation will be high, or what? This is the relationship. MV is equal to PY, or V is equal to PV by M. Why this happened? M stand for quantity of money, V is velocity of money, P is the price, and Y is the gross domestic product. Because we think that, or we can write this way. So this I have already explained. So this is the relationship between money supply and inflation. Basically, it's talk about. So just I'm thinking where, no, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, you can write this way: MB is equal to PYR, V is equal to PY. This is PY, not, sorry, this is the PY, not V. That's I'm thinking somewhere. So V is equal to PY by M. And these are the, V stands for velocity of money, M stands for quantity of money, P is the price, Y is the gross domestic product, GDP. This is the first, this is the first theory of determination of money. And then we have the second, just a minute. We have the second, the quantity theory of money. This is the quantity theory of money. It's basically talk about change in M, change in the money supply, quantity of money, change in the velocity, change in the price, and change in the gross domestic products. Basically, it's talk about. So quantity theory of money is, some refined version of Irving Fisher, which we have seen the first one. So this is a bit of refined, but relationship are different. A theory about connection between money and price. That assume that velocity of money is constant. There we are talking about relationship between money supply and inflation. Here we are talking about relationship between money and price. How the prices and money are having the relation. At the same time, it's have one more, things to add, that velocity of money is constant. So if we take any percentage changes in money supply plus percentage changes in velocity is equal to percentage changes in price level plus percentage changes in GDP. That is called, because how we can come from here to here, inflation is equal to percentage changes in money minus percentage change in GDP. So because we have assumed that the velocity of money is constant, so V is equal to 0 we can take. It's constant, it's not changing, and percentage change in price level equal to inflation. So whatever price change, basically the same things, inflation. So therefore we can say inflation is equal to percentage change in quantity of money minus percentage change in Y. So this is the called quantity theory of money. I hope I have explained, but if you have other question, I would like to take on this. Up to this point, I have in a way, section unit 1, I have explained fully, but I think some of the students have, they were not able to see the slides, earlier slides. So if they can ask the question or from where to start, I will start once again. Hello, ma'am, Bhavna ma'am.
हेलो.
Hello.
हाँ
हाँ,
जी मैम.
yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी
Hello.
मैम. हाँ जी मैम, बताइए.
मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि जो छूट गया है ना शुरू वाला, उसको मैं दोबारा से करवा देती हूँ, जो बच्चे देख नहीं पाए स्लाइड्स को और
करवा
कहाँ
दीजिए
से
मैम.
नहीं देख पाए हैं.
करवा दीजिए मैम. उनके मैसेज तो सेकंड स्लाइड के बाद से आ रहे थे.
सेकंड से लेके वो कुछ रह गए थे 35 तक, आई थिंक सो. हाँ, वो 35 कुछ ऐसे ही. वेल्थ वाला तो इनको बताया है. एक मिनट में थोड़ा सा देख के, नहीं फंक्शन में थी मैं ना कुछ. ठीक है, चलिए मैं दोबारा से फिर वो बोल देती हूँ. हाँ,
हाँ जी मैम.
स्टोर 34 तक है. सो आई एम स्टार्टिंग ओवर वंस अगेन. तो यानी ठीक है. ओके मैम, देन आई एम स्टार्टिंग वंस अगेन. ओके.
ओके मैम.
Okay. So sorry students, I'm really sorry. It was not intentional. I didn't look through your queries. Otherwise I would have been immediately rectify that. I'm sorry. So you have seen only the 2 slides, I think, up to the class schedule fall 2020. Up to that point I think you have seen. So these are the class schedule which I have made. First part we have covered almost. I'm going to again give you the lecture because of you couldn't see the slides. So we will finish next 1 minute. So in money, what is the money? Why we talk about the money? Why money is important? So in money, what are the things we will cover? In money, we will cover concepts, functions, measurements, and theories of money supply, which you just saw me discussing about. So what is the money? Why money is important? Is it we use money at all? Or we are just discussing about it? Some imaginary things? No, money is not imaginary. We very much use in day-to-day life. We can't function without money. Let's suppose a day without money. You don't have money. You live in urban areas. You don't have money. You don't have food. You want to go somewhere. You can't go. You can't move. You can't buy. You can't eat. You can't live. So money is very important. Maybe not equally important for a rural person who has his own land and surviving. So basic things with him. So he can survive for some more days than you, the person living in urban area. So money is very important. Okay, so importance of money, a bit of explanation I have given. Here, what concept of money? What is the concept? Who started this thinking about the money part? Why the coins are important? Why the, same kind of, we have currency, but somewhere written thousands, much more valuable than 10 rupees note, currency note. So we need to know about these things. So concept of money is important. Before that, going to concept of money, I will talk about some of the key concept of financial system. What is a financial assets, financial institution, the Federal Reserve and other financial regulation? Nowadays, you have heard about Government of India recently talking about, giving the economic package so that our economy should not go down, so that people have money, they can start their businesses, start working. So that is also a part of monetary policy, which I say in, once I was just talking about what are the things we have to cover in this course. So last is monetary, the Reserve Bank, in case of India, it's RBI, and monetary policy, how it's regulate the money circulation in India. If money circulation is too much, what the RBI do? If money circulation is very less, then like you have seen when the 2016 Government of India one day started saying that we are going to demonetization. This 500,000 rupees will be not valid. People panic, and then the money supply in the market become very constant. because of in banks most of people come across certain kind of problem. So it was a decision, it was decision by Government of India and RBI together. So those are the decisions called monetary. That is the monetary policy, a part of monetary policy, I would say. Just to give you, reasons, what is the monetary policy. So basically, that was just giving example. I will discuss these things: financial assets, financial institution, the Federal Reserves, and other financial regulations. So, what is the assets? What are the things can be called the assets? Is it having a pair of shoes? I have some assets. Or having a pen can be assets. Having a rock can be assets if rock is valuable. If you're using the Gucci, maybe you have heard about, or I will give you the brand name of shoes like Woodland, 10,000 rupees shoe, then it's valuable, it's assets. Anything of value owned by a person or firm. So is it so in that case, this if that shoes you can resell in 5,000 rupees, then it's assets, it's valuable, it's had some value. However, we will go for much more, this is just I give the example so that you can reconnect, you can understand better what is the asset ma'am is talking about. So there are various kinds of assets. I have just given here 5: money, stock, bond, foreign exchange, and security loan. All the above are key category of financial assets. It means whatever I have listed: money, stock, bond, foreign exchange, security loans, these are all the financial assets basically. We will discuss one by one because I will quite often use the term money, use the term stock, use the term bond, foreign exchange, security. So if you haven't understand them fully today or late night, and tomorrow I'm discussing, you will miss the whole point. You will be not able to follow up what I'm discussing. So I will suggest you, it's better to do today reading itself. If I finish the first unit, go through this basic concept, you'll be very okay, very ready for your next class. So I will give you, this is free advice, but I will say that. This is the not free advice, this is the educational advice. The way I learn, I want you to learn much more better way. So we will discuss one by one. So what is the financial, once we talk about assets, what is the financial assets? Means one word, just I have used. What is the financial assets? What is the financial asset? And assets that represent a claim or someone else for a payment. And once you claim for something, an asset that represent a claim, you can claim, you can go to bank and ask for your money. So you can claim. So that is the financial asset. What is the security? A financial asset that can bought and sold in the financial market. What is the financial market? That time I give you example of financial market. Like I talk about Bombay Exchange, I talk about National Stock Exchange in Delhi. These are the places where you go bought some of the shares, stock, and then you sell whenever their price is good for the buyer, whosoever has bought that in past. So that time they try to benefit and sell those shares, bonds, or security if they are having. Okay, now we will talk about what is the, here I use the financial market. So let's define the financial market. In a financial market, a place or channel for buying or selling stock, bond, and other security, which I give you the example of India, Bombay Stock Exchange. In Delhi, it is the National Stock Exchange. As you know, these stock exchanges fluctuate daily. Some of the days they are very high. If the government announce some of the things good, or if the condition, climate, each and everything is well in the country, and financial institution felt that tomorrow is good, their prices go high. However, if things are not in that, according to their estimates, then the prices fluctuate very much. So before talking that, I say I will talk about bond exchange, these. Now I will come to money. What is this money, big guy talking about to us? What is the money? Yeah, like anything that is generally accepted in payment for goods and services are to pay off the debt. Anything which is acceptable, like everybody should within a country, are basically money or currency is bound by a country, or there will be some geographical zone where Indian rupees can't work in Bangladesh or Myanmar or some other country. It will only work in India. So anything that is generally accepted for goods and services within a boundary or geographical region, that is called the money. I have given the example. I've talk about the euro, dollar, Indian rupees, yen, etc. Okay. So next is the question arises in my mind. Okay, this is the money. What is the money supply? How much money is supply in the market? How much money? How much money in the market is circulating? Either it's financial institution, government of India, or an individual pocket, or industries like Tata, Birlas, and others, how much they're having. That is called the money supply. So let me discuss about that as well. The total quantity of money in economy is called the money supply. Like how much money is circulation within this, Delhi, or take it for India or US. So how much money is circulating? Now we have to know about, exactly money means what? The amount of money I have in pocket, are the stocks, are the bonds, or what? That we will discuss the later part. Before that, some of the terms which we have left, we will try to continue and finish them the first. Okay. So I will talk about what is the stock. I have used the term stock. Financial securities that represents partial ownership of a firm. What basically any company does whenever they are starting their businesses is booming, they need the money to expand their business or day-to-day routinely function the business. They need the money. What they do, they sell some of the share in the market. With that they gain some money, also called the equities. So like Tata and Son stock prices I have given, Microsoft, etc. I have given the example of that as well. So after stocks, we have talked about the bonds. No, we haven't talked about bonds. What is dividend and bond? Is it all are same or there is some difference? No, all are not same. There are difference between stock, dividend, and bond. So what is the dividend? A payment that is the corporation makes to its shareholders. I was talking about, let's suppose a firm once started, it sells some of the shares, stock, so that people buy, and then whenever they benefit, this corporation makes some payments to their shareholders, and that is called the dividend. Okay. Now what is the bond? Bond is equally important. What is the bond? A financial security issued by a corporation or a government, that a financial security issued by a corporation or a government that represent a promise to repay a fixed amount of money. Here as a click, what is the hunch? A fixed amount of money. Here we are talking about a fixed amount of money. In dividend, no fixed amount. In stock, no fixed amount. But once you talk about bond in the sense a financial security issued by a corporation or a government that represent a promise to repay a fixed amount of money. In the sense, like I will give you example. Let's suppose you are investing in mutual funds and you are fixed depositing. Fixed depositing has the fixed value. You will get 9% interest rate or 7% interest rate. Whereas in case of mutual fund, it's all depends upon the market. So there is no fix. But so the bonds are fixed. You will get certain amount that has been already fixed. Okay. So next is okay. Some of the other terms which we are going to use the next. What is the interest rate? Who will talk about this interest rates? Where it is important? Interest rates is very important once you are going to borrow the money. The cost of borrowing funds usually expressed as a percentage of amount borrowed. In the sense you are taking money from someone who is maybe has used for some other purpose, maybe has enjoyed, gone somewhere, but he is, you know, he's not utilizing, giving to you, so that whatever you want to do or the person borrower want to do, he can make his decision and be the better off person. Therefore, the cost of borrowing, that is counted in percentage. Like, you know, we go for personal loan 18-17%. You go for vehicle loan, it's 8 to 10%. Home loan 8 to 10%. So this interest rate is very important, particularly for you people who is going to be in financial institution or the, you know, marketplaces, where you have to make the very smart choices. Is it right thing, time or place to take the interest rate or not? Like in borrowing in US, interest rate is very low. Interest rate is very low for borrowing. Saving very minimum interest rate, but in India we are saving economy, so we have higher interest rate in saving and borrowing both. We have higher, but in US borrowing is much higher than the saving. In India also, both countries, but here have like saving you have 7.5% yearly if I talk, not monthly, so it will be 7%. It depends. If you are investing in PF, it will be 9%. So, and if you're going to borrow personal loan, it will be 17 to 18%. If you're going home loan, it will be roughly 10%. So here also high, but in US, it's, you know, interest rate for saving 2-3%, 2%. For borrowing, it will be much lesser. So their saving concept is not much. In India, we have the saving concept very, very strong. So another topic of discussion we should think over before moving. What is the foreign exchange? I give very good example of foreign exchange. What is the foreign exchange? Foreign exchange, unit of foreign currency. In the sense, I gave you example of, you know, oil export. India is not country of natural gas resources and oil. And as a growing economy, we need the oil. We need the natural resources to grow and do the things. So for that, what India does, it's import most of the natural resources and gases, and those are the payments only made in euro, dollar, or some of the other currency, whatever the country you are importing. So for that, India keep a reserve, foreign exchange reserve, to make all the payments. Otherwise, you can't buy the things from the other country. So foreign exchange is important. Now, securitization. What is the securitization? Securitization, the process of converting loan. The process of converting loan, I will highlight once again, converting loan and other financial assets that is not tradable in security. And whatever you are having that is not convertible into financial assets, not tradable, then you try to convert into security. That is the called securitization. And in the process of converting the loan and other financial assets in tradable form, so that it can movable, it can be taken of that. That is the called securitization. Example, mortgage. And that I give you a really good example. Let's suppose somebody wanted to go to US or some other European countries for higher studies. That time these countries, education is very costly, 35, 40 lakhs for masters. Undergrad it will be much more. So for that, what you do, you mortgage your house if you're living in Delhi and other places, take loan and go. So your house is a security. You cannot take your house to US and trade immovable property. So you mortgage. On mortgage, bank think that this property has 50 lakhs, so it's okay, I can give the 40 lakhs loan to him. And if in case he is not able to pay, I can take the house and resell or do whatever good and viable for me to recover the money. Okay. Next some of the catchy things you should know before moving to the discussion part of function of money and measurement and theories. Financial liability. What are the financial liability? A financial claim owned by a person. In the sense, I have borrowed 5 lakhs. So that 5 lakhs is liability. I have borrowed some money. Financial claim owed by a person at firm, because if I have borrowed some money, so my 5 lakhs borrowing is a liability, or another words you can say monthly installment of loan payment, that is the liability, that is the financial liability. So you have known about what are the stocks, what are the bonds, what are the securitization. You have talked about, I have already given you some of the things, financial liability. Now we'll talk about what is the financial intermediary. A financial firm, I will highlight further. A financial firm, such a bank that borrows fund from saver, and lend it to then to borrowers. Let's suppose what they do, they take the money from whosoever wanted to save and deposit for further making money, and those money they give it to someone else. So whosoever want to borrow that, and who does this? This is done by mostly bank and financial institution. I hope you people have got through. One more thing before moving to next. Commercial bank. What is the commercial bank? A financial firm that serves as a financial intermediary by taking in deposit and using more or less similar kind of that definitional approach between. There is not much difference between financial intermediary and commercial bank, but both are doing the same thing, but different type of financial institution they are, I will say that. So let's, whatever we have discussed up to now, put things together. So how this financial system work, and I have a figure for you. This is the picture which represents the money and supply market. From formal, informal, this can be. From here, the money goes to whom? Borrowers and investor. Borrower can be household, investor can be firm and government. From here, its returns and risk, it goes to financial firms, credit system and payment mechanism. From there, it's again travel to lenders. From lenders goes to money and banking. This is another way what it goes. If you take anti-clockwise, from money and capital market to lenders, lender to financial firm to borrower, and borrower to money and capital. So it's circulating in a system, and there is a system. So if, let's suppose, if one place this money goes and stop there, it's not circulating, what will happen? What kind of problem in a macro perspective it will create? It will be a mess, and that is called the financial crisis. And financial crisis has many times. Most recent is 2008 financial crisis, 2007 to now, which is started in US. How it started? How it's happened? I hope you, some of the whoever interested in this, they have heard or may have come across, because a lot of people lost job that time. I will give you the example. That was the housing bubbles. What their US financial institution did, they started giving loan very easily to house buyers. You see now who can pay? Either the person have a salary or the employed. If you give the loan to unemployed to buy a house, from where he will repay liability? He will not able to repay liability. So it's their policy to have very easy access of loan created this problem, and there are many defaulters who couldn't pay, and from there the started the financial crisis of 2007 to 9. I think as an undergrad, this is the enough information for you up to here. So now we will talk about the concepts and other thing for money. So let's move to money. We have another 5 to 6 slides because of some of you are not able to see the slides, so I'm doing once again. So what is the money? I will repeat once. Anything that is generally accepted as a payment for goods and services or in settlement of debt. So any form of things which can be accepted for payment of goods and services and which can settle the debt, that is called the money. It's okay. So is it money and barter is the same? What is the barter? Maybe some of you haven't heard about. You people are 21st century, kids, maybe not. So think about a rural village where there is not, most of the people have agricultural land. They grow their foods and other things. So what they do generally, maybe somebody has a lot of excess of wheat, somebody has a lot of excess of, rice. They exchange without selling and getting the money and then going and buying. They exchange maybe a kilo of rice for 2 kgs of wheat. That is called the barter system. To put much different definitional form, barter, a system of exchange in which an individual trade goods and services directly from other goods for other goods and services. You exchange for your goods and services for other kind of goods or services. Not you have a lot of rice, you are going to exchange for rice. Either you have the basmati rice and somebody else have a Sona Mansuri or something else. So then you are going to, but you are not going to exchange for basmati for basmati. So for others goods, and either there will be variety or goods is different. Okay. So next we will move to what is the transaction cost. I give you example. Whenever nowadays most of the banking, whatever we do, it's most of them are online. So whenever you transact some money to some somebody else account, or you pay your credit card bill and others, there is some cost of that transaction. Why they take the cost? Because the bank keep the record of the transactions, and to keep the record they need the resources. To buy the resources there is a cost. So your transaction, that is called transaction cost. The cost in time and other resources that party incur in the process of carrying out an exchange of goods and services. Our was service, because of we are exchanging service. I'm asking for service. I wanted to pay to this person, that they are going to keep the record. So it is the example of service. Okay. Now what is the commodity money? I'll give very good example here. I told you commodity money, a commodity which have some value. Maybe I will not sell and get the rupee or dollar, but it still has a value. I give you the example of gold, silver, platinum, or diamond. So these are things have its own value. Maybe its own value. Some of the things like have its own value. That is called the commodity money. Are put into very, if you're writing the definition, a good used as a money that has value independent of its use as a money. Fine. So let's discuss okay. So now we are in second part. First we have discussed about what is the money, different kind of monies, how we define the money, different types of money we have discussed. Before that we discuss about some of the concepts, stock, bonds, securities. We talk about various financial institution, how it's function. So these are the very we have lay our ground to work fast, to do better. So next our goal is the key function of money, what money does and how it's function, how it's work. So let's deal with this. The key function of money, it's act as a medium of exchange. Second is it is a unit of account. Third is it has a storage value, means I can store the money, I can use for future. So it has a storage value. It is offered a standard of deferred payment. These are the four major function of money. We will discuss one by one. Three we will discuss. Fourth is store of value. After that you all have heard. So I will discuss two because if nobody has seen that slide. So medium of exchange. What is the medium of exchange? Something that is generally accepted as a payment for goods and services. So money has a first function, which is because it is a medium of exchange. Let's suppose I will give the wheat and rice example. I have a lot of in my land. My crop. I grow the crop of wheat, and I have excess of wheat. But I want to buy some of the things. I want to buy the Parle-G. I want to go and buy the mustard oil and other things. So I have to sell this wheat. And out of that wheat, then I can go and buy. So money, basically the Indian rupees, has a medium of exchange. Through this money you can buy and sell your things. Okay. Second part is that unit of account, a way of measuring value in an economy in terms of money, a function of this is also. So it is a first unit of measurement. Through that you come to know, calculate that what can be value of something, where it stands, and how to sell and buy. So this is second. First is medium of exchange, second is unit of measure, third is storage of values. Storage I have discussed about. If you want to save today money, accumulate the wealth, keep it for saving today, and want to spend tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or you want to give to your children, money has that function. You can do through function. But is it I'm going to give my grandchildren or great grandchildren to rice or pulses? I can't, because by that time it will decay and it's need to be thrown out. Okay. The last part of this is standard of deferred payment, in the sense the characteristic of money by which it facilitates exchange over time. So this exchange can be over time. You borrow today, you can repay in long term. So standard of different payments. So I think we are done. All the other slides all have seen, so I don't need to go once again, but I have repeated. I'm very sorry. If I would have been known, I would have been switched over to that as well. So my last slides I will put. Thanks for your attention and enjoy your evening. See you tomorrow. Have a first reading. I have already given you what we are going to discuss tomorrow as well. So thank you so much, all the students. Now you can shoot your question if you have. I will be happy to respond. Okay. Ma'am? Ma'am? Bhavna ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm done with the, slides.
Okay,
I'm done.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
End कर दे, ma'am.
अब किसी का question कुछ है तो I will be happy to answer for 5-10 minutes. I don't mind. If some of the students, I'm not seeing any question actually. So if you can, I'm not able to see any questions. So the question answer, okay. No, there is no question, ma'am.
Okay,
No
ma'am.
question. So give them the chance if anybody want to write. Hello, student,
Okay.
write your questions if you have. If I haven't cleared, I will be happy to do that. Please ask. Please ask questions. If anybody come across, I'm sorry ma'am, that time, you know, I'm sorry for students, but I have repeated that I have done. So we should wait for 5 minutes. If anybody can have some question, ma'am. What do you think? We should wait?
Ma'am, you can wait.
Okay, fine. But it's 7:30 or what time now? You have crossed?
5:30 to 7:30, ma'am.
So we have crossed the 7:30 time.
No, ma'am, it's 7.
Okay, it's 7. So we have the half an hour. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I think we should wait then, you know. There will be some.
Okay.
I thought it's 7:30 already.
Ma'am, questions are there in Q&A section.
New. Oh. Okay. New 71. That is the questions, na?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So I will reply one by one. First is class start भी हो रहा है क्या? ये तो कोई question नहीं है. Ma'am, where we can get our study material? ये तो आप देखिए स्टडी मटेरियल के लिए तो स्टडी मटेरियल मोस्टली उन्होंने अपलोड कर दिया है एसओएल की वेबसाइट पे. अगर आप देखें तो स्टडी मटेरियल कुछ अपलोड हो गए हैं, तो एक बार वहां चेक कर लीजिए. नहीं होता है तो फिर तो आपको एक बार नॉर्थ कैंपस जाना पड़ेगा. क्यों मैम? नॉर्थ कैंपस से मिल जाएगा आपको स्टडी मटेरियल. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है.
यस मैम. यस मैम.
हाँ, सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है मुन्ना कुमार सुमन. Why Samsung Galaxy G2 not connected in the Microsoft team? I think that will be IT department will answer. मैम इनका स्टूडेंट का क्वेश्चन Samsung Galaxy J2 क्यों नहीं कनेक्ट किया है माइक्रोसॉफ्ट टीम से. ये तो भाई थोड़ा सा एसओएल का जो आईटी का टीम है वो बता पाएगा. मैं इसमें नहीं बता सकती कि कैसे करें, उनके भी कुछ रूल रेगुलेशन है. मैम प्रेजेंटेशन इज नॉट वर्किंग. अच्छा, वो तो हमने दोबारा से सबको दिखा दिया है. प्लीज प्रोवाइड अस ए लिंक फॉर स्टडी मटेरियल. लिंक फॉर स्टडी मटेरियल. अच्छा चलिए 1 मिनट, ये मैं तुम्हें अभी कर दूंगी साथ में. अगर आपको चाहिए तो just give me a minute. I will do that. No problem. I have the internet. स्टडी मटेरियल तो इजीली मिल जाए क्योंकि अभी तो बड़ा ही फास्ट है. आई थिंक यू पीपल आर नॉट सर्चिंग एंड डूइंग योर थिंग्स. सीवीएस, आप सीवीएस पे सीधे क्लिक करिए. ये लीजिए, किसको स्टडी मटेरियल चाहिए. सो कहाँ है? प्लीज प्रोवाइड द लिंक फॉर स्टडी मटेरियल. हाउ टू रिप्लाई प्राइवेट. ये रहा, ये रिप्लाई कर दिया हमने स्टडी मटेरियल के लिए. और क्या है? रेफर एनी बुक टू स्टडी. अच्छा ठीक है, मैं कल आप लोगों को रेफरेंस की एक लिस्ट भी अच्छी बना के दे दूंगी, क्योंकि देखिए मैं तो जो करती हूँ ना वो कई जगहों से ले लेके पढ़ती हूँ जहां से मुझे सही लगता है. बट ठीक है, आई विल गिव यू टुमारो ए बुक. ओके फाइन, आई विल नोट डाउन कि हाँ आप लोगों को एक मुझे अच्छी बुक जो जितने में भी मुझे सबसे जो बेस्ट लगता है वो मैं एक आप लोगों का बुक का रेफरेंस करवा दूंगी. ठीक है, दैट आई विल डू टुमारो. I will do. अच्छा, तान्या खानडेरवा. एंड व्हेन मनी एंड बैंकिंग बुक अपलोडेड ऑन वेबसाइट. आप यहाँ से तो एक बार देखिए ना, मटेरियल तो ले लीजिए कम से कम. ये रहा, आपको भी मैंने मटेरियल के लिए कर दिया. देन मैम स्टडी मटेरियल इज नॉट अवेलेबल. अरे नहीं, यहाँ पे आप देखिए मिल जाएगा स्टडी मटेरियल के लिए. तो मैम प्लीज टॉक अबाउट द मनी. अच्छा अभी तो देखिए मनी में तो बहुत सारी चीजें हमने बताई है ना. मनी में तो 4-5 चीजें हमने बताई. कॉन्सेप्ट बताया, उसके फंक्शन बताया, आपको मेजरमेंट बताया, थ्योरीज बताई. सो आप मनी में स्पेसिफिक आप लोग क्वेश्चन पूछिए, बेगली नहीं पूछिए, क्योंकि टू द पॉइंट पूछेंगे तो मैं क्विकली बता दूंगी. ठीक है, तो स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन पूछिए. I am not able to see the PPT. Sorry. अभी तो देख लिया होगा आपने. तो वो मैंने कर दिया। आगे है इनका, मैम वी कैन नॉट सी द स्लाइड्स आफ्टर सेकेंड। अभी तो मैंने रिपीट कर दिया, तो वो क्वेश्चन तो किसी काम का नहीं है। मैम एनएससी इज ऑल्सो लोकेटेड इन मुंबई। अच्छा, ओ सॉरी देन, मुझे तो ओके मैं चेक कर लूंगी, बट आई एम बिट ऑफ कि नहीं दिल्ली में है, वो मैं चेक कर लूंगी अगर आप कह रहे हैं फिर भी। मैम प्लीज चेंज द स्लाइड्स sides by sides, it would be very helpful to us. Ma'am, slides, please slides. Where can I find money banking study material for subject? ये आप इसमें देख लीजिए, SOL की वेबसाइट। Interest is received on bond, anonymous, to maintain reserve, to export payment. अब ऐसे क्वेश्चन आप एक वर्ड डाल दिए तो इससे नहीं होगा ना। सॉरी एट ए टाइम ऑफ इंपोर्टिंग, ऐसे नहीं हो मैम। कुछ क्वेश्चन तो ऐसे पूछा नहीं है सही से। मैम प्लीज चेंज द स्लाइड। ओके मैम, जमे समझे नहीं आ रहा, कुछ लिखना समझ में नहीं आ रहा। अब वो क्या नहीं आ रहा है, आप स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन पूछिए, थोड़ा हिंदी में समझाए। अच्छा कल कर देंगे, आज हमें पता नहीं था कि हिंदी वाले इंग्लिश में हैं, तो वो मैं कल कर दूंगी। आई विल डू दैट, आई विल डू दैट। ये सब लोग कह रहे हैं भाई नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का कुछ हमें करवा दीजिए, एक मिनट। हाँ मुंबई में है, मुंबई में, ठीक है। मैम व्हाई आर यू नॉट चेंजिंग द स्लाइड, एनएससी बीएससी बोथ आर इन मुंबई, ठीक है। व्हाट इज द एक्सोजीनियस एंड इंडोजीनियस सप्लाई कर्व एंड हाउ। तो अभी तो हम लोग बात एक्सोजीनियस की और इंडोजीनियस की यहाँ कर नहीं रहे हैं, तो व्हाई यू आर आस्किंग। एक्सोजीनियस वो होता है कोई भी चीज जो बाहर से आपके मॉडल को इम्पैक्ट करता है। इंडोजीनियस वो होता है जो विद इन मॉडल होता है, ठीक है। अब उसका एग्जाम्पल अभी कुछ मुझे प्रेजेंटली याद नहीं रहा है, लेकिन जब आएगा तो मैं आपको बता दूंगी। द पीपीटी स्लाइड इज नॉट चेंजिंग, अच्छा उसका तो नहीं। आपको हमारा क्वेश्चन दिख रहा है, अभी तो दिख रहा है। मैम प्लीज शो दैट विंडो विच यू आर टीचिंग, ऑल द बैंक्स विच आर रजिस्टर्ड विथ RBI। यस मैम, वी कैन नॉट सी द सेकेंड स्लाइड आफ्टर। मैम वी कैन नॉट सी, ये तो स्लाइड्स के हैं, slides visible. Okay, your PPT is not playing, we cannot only see the first slide is dark. Quickly possible. Okay ma'am, go through the slides quickly. वो तो कर दिया quickly, तो दोबारा से हमने सब करके आपको दे दिया। मैम can you scroll the PPT? मैम फ्रेश F5 हिंदी में बता दो प्लीज। ठीक है, कल से हम जिसको भी थोड़ा उसमें हिंदी इंग्लिश मिक्स करके बोलेंगे तो सबको समझ में आएगा, वो मैं कर दूंगी। आई विल डू, आई विल डू, आई विल डू, आई विल डू। नो मैम, कैन आई गेट नोट्स? नोट्स तो नहीं, स्टडी ऑफ ए मटेरियल आपको मैं दे देती हूँ, जिसको जिसको जो पूछ रहा है वो। इन द एंड ऑफ द क्लास, in the end of the class, in the end what? Ma'am, will the syllabus got completed within 5-6 classes? I hope so. Describe theories of money supply. दोनों तो बताया तो लास्ट में आपको, दो थ्योरीज हमने, एक फीसर इरविंग की बताई है, एक क्वांटिटी थ्योरी बताई है। जिसको अगर अलग से चाहिए तो आप मेरे से एक बार मुझे ईमेल लिख लीजिए, या मेरा नंबर SOL से, नंबर तो नहीं है, ईमेल लिखिए। कैन आई गेट द नोट्स? आप स्टडी मटेरियल पहले ले लीजिए, फिर नोट्स की हम बात करेंगे। ये है मैम जूम इस, प्लीज सजेस्ट सम रेफरेंस बुक का तो हमने सबको कल बोला है, तो आई विल डू दैट। अभी है मैम, हमने अभी तक मनी एंड बैंकिंग का स्टडी मटेरियल नहीं मिला है, और एग्जाम है तो हम कैसे करें? अच्छा, स्टडी मटेरियल का एक बार मैं पूछती हूँ SOL से भी बात। यहाँ देखिए इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, तो आप एक बार देख लीजिए कि क्या क्या मिल सकता है। नेक्स्ट क्लास कब होगी? मैम वी डजंट हैव द बुक फॉर प्रिपरेशन, हाउ कुड वी रीड? आप जो रेफरेंस लिस्ट देखिए ना, ये तो सिलेबस में है, रेफरेंस लिस्ट है, उसमें से कोई भी एक बुक आप पढ़ लीजिए। अगर पर्टिकुलर चाहिए तो वो मैं बता दूंगी। What prepare? Is 10 years enough to prepare? What to prepare? I don't know. Yes, student, I can't reply that. Would it is possible for ma'am to give some study material for where we can exam? इस यहाँ से देखिए कुछ SOL से मटेरियल आपको मिल जाए। So I'm giving copying you. And पेपर कितने मार्क का होगा? वो भी मैं अब देख लूंगी, आपको एक बार पूछ के फिर बताती हूँ। ये तो इतना तो आप लोगों को पता होना चाहिए, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन विल कम। अच्छा, कुछ आपको एग्जाम के क्वेश्चंस चाहिए, एक तो एग्जाम क्वेश्चन कुछ आप लोग चाह रहे हैं, वो मैं नोट कर लेती हूँ। वो लास्ट की 5th क्लास में मैं कुछ चीजें आप लोगों को दे दूंगी। मैम नेम ऑफ रेफरेंस बुक का तो हमने लिखा हुआ है पहले से ही। अब रह गया है विल प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन कम इन टर्म्स ऑफ थ्योरी एंड मनी मेजरमेंट। ये हम लास्ट में आपको बताएंगे किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस, कुछ मैं देख के फिर बताती हूँ आपको। सो गिव मी, दिस इज द फर्स्ट डे, ठीक है, आपने इनिशिएट कर दिया कि क्या क्वेश्चन आएंगे, वो मैं ध्यान में रख के उसको कर लूंगी। क्या ये स्लाइड्स मिल सकती हैं? भाई SOL से आपको बात करनी पड़ेगी स्लाइड्स के लिए। क्योंकि ये SOL की प्रॉपर्टी है, मेरा कुछ नहीं है, जस्ट दे हैव आस्क्ड मी एंड आई एम डूइंग फॉर देम। मैम वी डोंट हैव बुक्स फॉर प्रिपरेशन। स्टडी मटेरियल तो आप कम से कम निकाल लो पहले, टेक इट स्टडी मटेरियल, तो वो कर दिया हमने। अंकित कुमार चौहान, वी हैव सफिशिएंट टाइम फॉर द लर्न, कुड यू टेल सम इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक ऑफ मनी एंड बैंकिंग? वो तो लास्ट में हम बताएंगे आपको। इम्पोर्टेंट फर्स्ट डे कोई इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक नहीं बताता है, सो लास्ट क्लास लास्ट क्लास, तो वो तो आपको तभी मिलेगा। अभी रह गया मैम वी डोंट हैव बुक टू प्रिपेयर, हाउ कुड आई प्रिपेयर? आप यहाँ से मटेरियल निकालिए। मैम मुझे प्लीज सेंड स्टडी मटेरियल टू व्यू द एग्जाम। ओके, नेहा इज आस्किंग प्लीज प्रोवाइड द स्टडी मटेरियल। यहाँ पे तो इन्होंने दे दिया, बहुत सारी चीजें तो कर दिया, आप एक बार देखो तो। मैम विल द सिलेबस गॉट कंप्लीटेड इन दीज क्लासेस? आई होप सो। अच्छा, कह रहा है कि मैम प्लीज ऑल्सो गिव मी मटेरियल स्टडी। ये रहा, यहाँ देख लीजिए आप। अब क्या है? प्रिया, मैम स्टडी मटेरियल इज नॉट इन प्रॉपर वे टू स्टडी, वी कैन, यू कैन ऑल्सो। ओके ओके, आई विल सी, आई विल सी, आई विल सी। Seetal, if you got this center, they will provide the study material, money and banking, I think. मैम स्टडी मटेरियल प्रोवाइड कर दो, मटेरियल प्रोवाइड कर दो, यहाँ से भाई डाउनलोड आप करो। अब रह गया है आसलम, मैम प्लीज प्रोवाइड द लिंक ऑफ स्टडी मटेरियल। मैम प्लीज शेयर सम नोट। अच्छा भावना मैम, भावना मैम,
हाँ जी
ये
मैम।
नोट्स का बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं, स्लाइड्स मांग रहे हैं, तो उसमें क्या करना है? देखिए ये स्लाइड्स तो SOL की है ना, अब मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए। ये तो
नहीं
आप
मैम,
लोग,
अगर आपको अगर नोट्स एंड स्लाइड बच्चों को शेयर करने हैं, आप कर सकते हैं।
अच्छा चलिए उस पर देखते हैं, वो तो थोड़ा और इनको समझ, हम तो बड़ा कंसाइज में एक्सप्लेन करते हैं ना, अब वो खुद से अगर इन्होंने किया नहीं है तो नहीं कर पाएंगे। मैम बार्टर सिस्टम जो था उसमें क्या इक्वल प्रोडक्ट के अकॉर्डिंग एक्सचेंज होता था या बस प्रोडक्ट पर होता था? नहीं, इतना भी बेवकूफ नहीं है। अकॉर्डिंग टू वैल्यू ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट होता था। इक्वल पे थोड़े हो कि 2 का 2 नहीं मिलेगा। अब आप 1 kg घी लेते हैं और 1 kg घी से 1 kg आप शुद्ध देसी जो घी है 1 kg शुद्ध देसी घी से 1 kg राइस नहीं ले सकते हैं, इतना भी नहीं है। ये क्वेश्चन वैसे अच्छा इंटरेस्टिंग है जिसने भी पूछा है। ये पूछा है एनोनिमस से किसी ने पूछा है, मैम वेयर वी कैन गेट द स्लाइड्स। अच्छा, स्लाइड्स का भी मैं करती हूँ कुछ आप लोगों के लिए। व्हाट विल बी द स्टडी मटेरियल, व्हाट एंड वेयर स्टडी मटेरियल के लिए, तो ये देखिए आप। मैम एग्जाम में कितने पेजेस का आंसर लिखना होता है? आंसर पेजेस में थोड़े लिखे जाते हैं, आंसर तो जो आंसर होता है उसमें लिख डालेंगे ना, पेजेस में थोड़े आंसर आप डालते हैं। सो नो, आई डोंट थिंक यू शुड कास्ट दिस। वेयर आई कैन गेट द स्टडी मटेरियल, तो वो हम आपको लोगों को दे देते हैं। ओह यस 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 यस। मैम वेयर वी कैन गेट द स्टडी मटेरियल। मैम बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं कि स्टडी मटेरियल मिलेगा कहाँ से, ये मेरे लिए बड़ा सरप्राइजिंग की बात है।
ये साइट चेक नहीं करते।
हाँ, वो तो साइट पे सब कुछ है, प्लीज गिव। तो मैंने तो वही साइट से ही जाके इनका लिंक लिया है और सबको लिंक भेजते जा रहे हैं। भाई आप देख लो एग्जाम पर, प्लीज गिव द स्टडी मटेरियल। मैम प्लीज प्रोवाइड द स्टडी मटेरियल। पब्लिश, एक मिनट, आंसर ये है स्टडी मटेरियल। एक्चुअली वो सीबीएस में जाके देखते नहीं, सीबीएस सोर्स में जाके प्लीज सेंड नोट जल्दी। अरे ऐसे प्रियंका खंदूरी, मैम प्लीज प्रोवाइड द स्टडी मटेरियल। काफी मैम, 115 क्वेश्चन है टोटल। मैम प्लीज सेंड द स्टडी मटेरियल और इज एग्जाम पॉइंट। यानी जो मिल रहा है उस पे नहीं है कि हाँ अभी कुछ पूछ लें पढ़ लें। सो दे आर ओनली आस्किंग व्हाट इज पीपीटी। मैम कैन यू गिव द पीपीटी फॉर एग्जामिनेशन हेल्प? लेट मी सी, अभी मैं थोड़ा श्योर नहीं हूँ, देख के फिर मैं बात करके इस पे। लेट मी सी। मैम प्लीज प्रोवाइड द स्टडी मटेरियल। एनोनिमस, प्लीज शेयर द क्वेश्चन आंसर। क्वेश्चन भी शेयर करें, आंसर ये तो आपको ज्यादा ही पूछ रहे हैं किसी ने। क्वेश्चन भी बताइए, आंसर भी बताइए। पीपल आर फनी, यू पीपल शुड नॉट बी आस्किंग दिस काइंड। स्टडी मटेरियल तक तो ठीक है, क्वेश्चन आंसर कर लीजिए कुछ। एग्जाम आर इन ए वीक, वी डोंट नो the date of money and banking exam. We have been provided with the study material. We haven't provided this in 5 days preparation, 5 days classes. Complain नहीं, बॉक्स नहीं बनी, solution बॉक्स बनी की है। मैम एक बार चेक कीजिए पर नहीं है चेक। अच्छा, इनको मिला नहीं है मैम, उनके क्वेश्चन सेम ही तरह के सारे हैं। सो आई हैव, तो मुझे अपना ईमेल क्यों भेज रहे हैं आप? ये क्या करना है आपके ईमेल से? यानी पुरुषोत्तम कोई करके है वो ईमेल अपना, मैं आपका ईमेल नहीं चाहती हूँ। मैं क्या करूंगी आपके ईमेल आईडी का? स्टडी मटेरियल पढ़िए और देखिए। व्हाट इज द मनी मल्टीप्लायर एंड इंडोजीनियस एंड एक्सोजीनियस सप्लाई कर्व, हाउ डू यू ड्रॉ इट? मनी मल्टीप्लायर आपको हम बताएंगे आज नहीं, बट आई विल कीप इन माइंड। एक इंडोजीनियस एक्सोजीनियस सप्लाई कर्व तो हमने आपको बता दिया। मैम प्लीज शेयर द स्लाइड्स। स्लाइड्स पे भी मैं सोच के कुछ करूंगी। मैम एसओएल has not uploaded the study material for money and banking CBS BCom honors third. What are the problem arising? ये मैम एक बार थोड़ा सा ना, हेलो, हाँ भावना मैम, थोड़ा सा ना स्टडी मटेरियल जो है मनी एंड बैंकिंग का वो अपलोड करने के लिए बोलिएगा, क्योंकि बच्चों के बड़े, उन्होंने तुरंत हमने जो लिंक भेजा ना तो चेक करके बता रहे हैं कि है नहीं अभी। थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू।